This video just gives you a quick idea of what's involved in a soil treatment when we're treating for termites. It involves a case study done by Clay and the team up at Caboolture. Just to give you an overview, this house was treated in August 2011. The product we used in this case was a bifenthrin product from the Enviromax label, but we do use a number of other termiticides as well. It all depends on the situation and the needs as they arise. Background on this home: it's a single story brick veneer structure, very typical of the modern style of home that you do see, but lots of gardens and things that could impact around that setting there. So the first step is always a thorough timber pest inspection report. In this case there was no termite activity found, but there were a number of things that had to be done prepared for the termiticide treated zone application. The gardens had to be fixed up, mulch and rocks moved back from the home, as you can see in the picture there, and the air conditioning unit had to be moved. In many cases, things like hot water systems would also have to be moved temporarily. We also asked for the floor and plumbing plans so that we could see whether there were any issues with the concrete slab construction, and more importantly where the penetrations were for electrical and plumbing issues that might arise. The reason we need that is because then we have to prepare the site. Here you see open soil areas being trenched to 350mm wide and down to the footings, in this case about 350mm deep. Things like external plumbing penetrations are then exposed and we can deal with them. As you see here, there are major issues where termites could enter the home sight unseen. So we deal with those situations, we seal things up, we use particular products like Term Seal, which acts as a chemical barrier in its own right, so that those types of areas of high risk are protected. We also have a look at the quality of the soil around the home. In many cases, if it's full of rocks, heavy clay, a lot of root-bound material or vegetation, or even a lot of sand content, then the soil should be replaced, because the effectiveness of the termiticide is totally dependent on the medium it sits in, being the soil itself, its texture, the particle size, and how well it absorbs the termiticide when it is applied. Here's an example of the type of soil that we removed. You can see the various particle sizes, not ideal for termiticide application, and there's the good stuff that we replaced. Here we show what happens with the termiticide treatment into the trenches. Firstly it's put down, then soil is backfilled, and slowly but surely it is also termiticide is applied, so that you end up with a good slurry and a well protected environment and a good treated zone. For concrete areas it's a bit more challenging. Our preference is actually always to cut concrete and replace soil right around the home, but it's not always practical to do so. So in this case what we do is we drill at specified intervals. Here we're using a template to keep the holes consistent, and then we inject termiticide at given rates according to the label of the manufacturer. Later on we cap those holes with mortar. In this case plugs can also be used, and particularly in areas of aesthetics where it's important, we do our best to make sure that those holes are not obvious. The ultimate object, of course, is a complete and continuous treated zone right around the structure we're protecting. And while a lot of emphasis can be put on life expectancy of the product, that is not the key reason you make a decision in termiticide selection. It's all about continually monitoring the site afterwards. The Australian Standard recommends inspections every 12 months as a minimum. In high risk areas we may recommend more frequent inspections. Once those inspections are conducted, other recommendations may be made that needed to be adopted by the property owner. Things change over the year, things that can add extra risk to the home environment. And if these recommendations are followed, then we're always happy to honour any free service period agreement that may be in place. So that's just a quick overview. Thanks for listening. If you want more information, please feel free to contact Clay and the team up at Caboolture. Phone number's on the screen, and if you have other general inquiries, don't be afraid to visit amalpest.com.au. Thanks.